Hello guys, welcome to Project Possible. Are searches necessary when you buy a house? In my opinion, yes, but they are not always compulsory. Guys, stay tuned towards the end of the video as we will be sharing you three most common searches that are taken place while purchasing any property. You can buy a property in two forms, with a mortgage or with a cash. When a property is bought with a mortgage, you as a buyer own that property with the lender. If something happens and the lender needs to repossess and sell the property on, they will want to make sure that they do so without any issues affected to the property. As a result, your lender will tell the solicitor what searches needs to be ordered and checked before they release your mortgage funds. Now, as I said, you can buy your property through cash also, 100% cash. Buying with 100% cash. If you're buying a property with cash, you do not have a lender calling the shots. You're free to order as many as few searches as you like. That's it. Saving a few £100 by not purchasing the searches recommended to you by your solicitor, only to later find out about any problems which could cost you thousands, if not 10,000s, is just not what you want to take the risk. Bottom line, when buying a property, you are just not buying a building. You are buying something which may be having a debt secured against it. So, according to me, searches is equal to vital information highlighting potential unseen risk attached to a property purchase. When are the searches ordered? Most searches are ordered or requested as soon as you have your offer accepted. This is assuming you have already instructed your solicitor to represent you and you have sent them the search deposit, which average out to 250 to 300 pounds. Some specific searches such as HS2 or more in-depth flooding searches may not be requested until later the legal processes, when it becomes apparent that additional information is required over and above the normal. Pre-completion searches are ordered after exchange of contracts has taken place. Now let's see how long the property searches takes. It's between 1 to 10 days for these searches. Water and drainage search, environmental search, channel repair search, flooding search, contaminated land search, coal, brine, clay and tin mining search, bankruptcy search, indemnity assurance, title searches and land registry priority searches. These searches happen within a period of 1 to 10 working days. There are other three preliminary searches that takes several months, more than 10 days after the 10th day. Preliminary inquiry to the seller solicitors, local authority searches and common registration search. What searches do you need? Ultimately, this depends on the location of the property you are buying. Most searches are location specific and your conveyancer will advise what searches are required for your property in that specific location. Some locations are well known to have issues with mining, so you need a coal search. Whereas new areas are now subject to flooding, means maps are constantly changing. So guys, as promised in the beginning, there are three main searches that you are carried out when you are buying a house. No matter where your property is located, here are the three main searches you will need to do at a minimum. First, local authority searches. This search highlights planning issues, building control issues, highway issues, pollution issues. Second, environmental searches. This search highlights flooding issues, any landslide issues, subsidence issues, or any contaminated land issues. The third and the final searches are water and drainage searches. This search inquiry is made on a local water company and highlights below points: who owns and maintains the sewers, drains, and piping. If the property is connected to a public water supply and sewer, whether the water supply is metered or rateable, the location of the public sewer and the drainage supplies, whether you will need a permission from the water company to extend the home. See in detail about these searches. First, local authorities searches. This uncovers information about your property held in local land charges register and other council records. Typically, this search will be in two parts: LLC1 and CON 29. The LLC1 highlights tree preservation orders or any conservation area or listed building status. The CON 29 highlights planning application relevant to the property, building control history, any enforcement action, restriction on permitted development, nearby road schemes, and contaminated land. If your property is on the path of something like HS2 or small similar local change, it will discover if there is a compulsory purchase order or a compensation scheme available. Where to get them? There are two types of local authority search: a generic council local authority search, which anyone can secure, and then there is a search secured from the local authority by a company that is registered with the Property Codes Compliance Board, in short PCCB. The latter comes with more reassurance in that it is covered by the insurance should certain information not be given, even if the company goes bust. All companies that are registered with PCCB sign up to the Property Ombudsman or the redress scheme too. So if anyone has any issue once you have purchased the property and the company's complaint system is not satisfactory, you can secure free of charge a third party view which can also compensate you up to £5,000. Typically, there are three ways to get hold of local authority search. First, directly from the local authority. Second, via a specialist search company which is the member of IPSA or COPSO, COPSO, and registered with PCCB. Do you really think it is needed? Yes, a lender will insist on it and the conveyors will recommend it. Second, water and drainage search. The Law Society recommend all purchasers have this search, and there are two which legal companies and you can choose them: regulated drainage and water searches created by such companies, and CON 29 DW, which is compiled by the local water company. Where to get them from? Either search can be purchased via legal company or directly from a search company or the water company local to your property. What will this search tell you? When you buy a home, the last thing you are likely to be thinking about is whether it is hooked up to the main water supply and public drains. However, this is essential information for buyers, especially if you are planning an extension. If the drains run underneath your planned extension, you are likely to require the water supplier's permission. If they say no, this may affect your decision to buy the property or not. Alternatively, if the property is not connected to the mains and public drainage system, you need to be aware of any extra cost involved in maintaining and running the property. So now you can ask, do you really need it? Absolutely. you need to know exactly how water gets to and from your property. What is especially important is to know that what length of drainage you are responsible for versus the water company, so you can decide if and how much insurance you cover you should get. For example, collapsed drains can be expensive, especially if they cause properties to subside, or tree roots can cause leaks which can cost a fortune to put right. Where do you get this from? Different environmental search packages can be bought online via water companies or search companies. What will this search tell you? In addition to identifying if the land a property is built on or near a contaminated land or a wasteland, it also does a basic check for possible flooding and if the landslip or subsidence might be an issue. None of these things are revealed if you do have conducted only local authority search. Do I need it? It might be you know the property and the land well and are relatively sure of its history. However, it is unlikely you know everything that happened on the property over the period of time. So, considering the small cost involved, it would seem to be a false economy to skip the environmental search when spending 5 or 6 figures on a home. I hope this video helped you to understand why searches are necessary to be carried out while buying a house.